folks, and welcome to another exciting night of South Christian High School volleyball. I'm your announcer for the night, Elena Arms, and tonight South Christian will face off against the Northview Wildcats. Tonight is Pink Out Night here at South Christian in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So you will see the Sailors in new pink jerseys instead of their normal navy blue here at home. Each Sailor is wearing a name on the back of her jersey. That name is the person of someone that she knows in her life who fought cancer or is currently fighting cancer that she is playing for tonight. You'll also see a lot of the Sailors have some semi-permanent pink hair dye in their hair and pink ribbons in honor of the Pink Out Night. The audience here also clad in pink out shirts that South Christian was selling before the match. All the proceeds will be going to the American Cancer Society. We've read the lineups. We are checking rotations now, and we are about to get started. It is sure to be an exciting night. These teams have similar records. Northview has a record so far in this season of conference of 11-13, and South Christian has a record of 13-7, which does not include some of their league games. Northview's record does include some of their league games. All right, Northview will get the ball to start off, and it is number 11, Chloe Kunter, to serve for Northview. Serve is good. South Christian looking to respond with a middle hit. And that is dug up by Northview's libero, but unfortunately goes off her hands into the back of the court, unable to make a response. That first point will go to the Sailors. And it's number 1, Meg Shrew, the libero for the Sailors, back to serve. Serve is up and good. Northview looking to come away with an outside hit. Responds by the Sailors with a right side kill. That's another point for your Sailors, who go up 2-0 in the first set here at South Christian High School. And it's going to be Shrew again to serve. Shrew is a sophomore on the South Christian team. That serve does land out of bounds. That is Northview's first point of the night. And now it's going to be number 7, Tava Burchett, back for the Wildcats. That serve is good. A middle hit blocked by Northview, but South Christian unable to come away with it. They were able to get a couple hits on there, but that second one just goes off towards the sideline. So we're all tied up here, 2-2. And it's Burchett again, going for another jump serve. And that ball is out. Just a little bit too much power there. Point goes to the Sailors. As we do a quick rotation change. And now it's Brooke Vanderlaan back to serve for the Sailors. That ball is over. Dug up by Northview, but it goes back over the net and it crosses that antenna, which does rule that ball automatically out of bounds. So that point is going to go to the Sailors again. They're up 4-2. Northview's setter diving for it, making a pass. Northview able to get it back over. South Christian looks to respond with a right side hit. Northview blocks it. South Christian able to get it back over that net. Northview now with a tip from the outside. South Christian with an outside hit. Bounces off the blocker's hand. Northview with an outside hit that lands right in bounds. That point's going to go to the Wildcats. That was some excellent ball placement that we saw landed right on that line. And now it's number 6, Maddie Tanous, back to serve for the Wildcats. Been a tight game so far, though it is early. South Christian with an outside kill. That was number 6, Finley Arp, with that kill, her first kill of the night, and now she goes back to serve for the Sailors, who lead 5-3. That serve goes out of bounds. That's going to be a point for Northview. Quick rotation substitutions here for Northview, who are running off of a 6-1 tonight. It's number 13, Sophie Burnaby, my apologies, back to serve for Northview. Sailors with an outside hit. And Northview responds with an outside hit of their own that ARP just cannot come up with. That's a kill and a point for the Wildcats. And we're all tied up again. 5-5. Burnaby again. That's in, dug up by Shrew. The back row hit from ARP. Northview looks to respond with an outside roll of their own. Right side hit from South Christian now. Outside from number 5, Nevaeh Plaster for Northview. South Christian attempts that block, but it does fall back on their side. That's another point for the Wildcats, who now lead for the first time in this first set. Serve is in again, dug up by ARP. It's an outside hit. Bounces off of Northview right back over that net into fair territory. And that point will be going to South Christian, as that outside little bump there from number 8, Joyce and Funk, does land in bounds on Northview's right side, where there were simply no defenders. And it's 11, Maddie DeVries with the serve for the Sailors now. Pass back over from Northview. A right side hit from Funk, another Sailor point. DeVries to serve again. Serve is good. Bounce back over the net again by Northview. And it goes out of bounds on the Sailor side, so that's another Sailor point. We've been seeing a lot of these from Northview tonight, where that ball just lands directly on the knuckles on the pass. And when that happens, you just don't have a lot of control over that ball. And a similar situation just happened again for number 3, Quinn Hanna. The Northview's libero just lands on the wrong part of the arm, and you just don't have enough control over it. Northview now calls their first timeout. We'd like to take this time to thank our generous sponsors. Our sponsors are, of course, Byron Township, a community on the move, and Gaines Charter Township. Are you enjoying tonight's content so far? Well, I have great news. You can order a copy at our website, www.byrontv.com, or you can call us at 878-6781. Order a copy, DVD or Blu-ray, of whatever event you want. DVDs are $10, Blu-rays are a mere $15. Call us or visit our website now. South Christian breaks their huddle. Northview breaks theirs. We are back from this timeout. Sailor is still in possession of the ball. DeVries to serve again. Sailors are currently leading 9-6 in the first set. And the Sailors serve, unfortunately, does not make it over the net, so that's going to be a point for Northview. Those unforced service errors are the ones you don't want to see in a game, because they really hurt to lose, but they are almost inevitable in a game like this. Northview's serve is up and good. South Christian unable to come away with it. Another situation where it just hits those knuckles and then it just flies off into territory where you can't quite get the ball back. So, point for the Wildcats, and it's Plaster again with the serve. A more controlled dig from South Christian that time. They're able to get an outside kill out of it. And it's number 3, Kendall Kawant, back to serve for the Sailors. Ball's up, and it falls out of bounds. That's a point for Northview. That's another unforced service error that we've seen a few of tonight on both sides of the net, where there's just too much power or not enough control in that serve, and it goes out of bounds. This serve from Northview does not. South Christian responds with a roll. Northview responds with an outside hit. Excellent dig by ARP on the Sailor side. Free ball for Northview. An A hit. South Christian with their own A hit. Northview unable to dig it up, though a valiant effort was made. Sailors come away with a point. And it's going to be 7. London Hebner back to serve for the Sailors. Outside kill from number 7, Tava Burchett, for the Wildcats. Again, some great ball placement where it just goes right to the back and lands right before that line. Kunter back to serve for the Wildcats. Doesn't quite make it over that net. That's going to be a point for the Sailors, who now get the ball back. And we've made it through one whole Sailor rotation as Shrew goes back to serve. Serve is good. Great dig there by Northview. Looking for a right side hit. An attempted block by the Sailors. Unfortunately unsuccessful. It's going to land right at their feet, so that's going to be a point for Northview. It's always a risk when you go up to block if you can't quite get it. It might land on your side of the net. Good serve from Burchett. Good hit from the Sailors. Excellent hustle from Northview there, especially from Quinn Hanna. And that's going to be a Sailor point with an outside hit. Attempted to block there by the Wildcats, but it lands on their side, unable to come up with it. Another point for the Sailors. And it's Vanderlaan back to serve. Unfortunately not going to make it over the net. So that is a point for the Wildcats. Lots of service errors that we're seeing so far tonight. I think maybe the girls are just getting in their heads a little bit as each mistake is made, which it's hard not to. And that serve tips itself over the net. South Christian looking to respond with an outside hit. It's blocked by the Wildcats, but South Christian gets it back over. And though there is some excellent hustle on Northview's side, they're not quite able to get that ball back into play and over the net. So that is a point for the Sailors. They lead 14-12. And it's Arp back to serve. It's good. They're gonna go for an outside hit there from Northview, and it's tipped off of the hands of South Christian's blockers. Lands on the floor. That's a point for the Wildcats. So far, a really close first set. We have some pretty equally talented teams here tonight. Serve is good. Right side roll there from South Christian. Wildcats look to respond with an outside hit. It goes out of bounds. That's a point for the Sailors. Good judgment call there by Shrew. And now it's DeVries back to serve for the Sailors, who still lead by 2. Ball is good. Right side attack from the Wildcats. Great dig by Arp. Sailors go for an outside roll. Good action from Hanna. It's an outside roll from the Wildcats, but it touches that antenna, so it is ruled out of bounds. That's another point for the Sailors, who now go up 16-13. And it's DeVries again with the serve. Good dig by Northview. They look to respond with a right side hit. Back row hit from Arp now. Good dig by Hanna. Outside set there from Northview. Sailors look to respond with an outside hit, or a right side hit, my apologies. And it is blocked by the Wildcats. Wildcats get possession now. And it's number 5, Plaster. Back to serve for Northview. Ball's up and good. Outside hit. A decent dig there by Plaster, but unfortunately just a bit too much power there. If she had gotten a little bit lower in her stance, she would have been able to control that ball a little bit more, but since she was a bit up in her positioning there, it just goes a bit too far, almost hits the ref there, and just Northview unable to keep that ball in play. Northview has a right side attack now, and the Sailors are looking to respond with an outside one. They go for a bit of a roll there. A tip from Northview, but Shrew anticipates it, and she's right there. Sailors respond. Northview with an outside hit. Great dig by Arp. Excellent control there. And Arp barely gets it back over the net, but she does. Another good get from Arp. Sailors setter goes up. Attempts to tip that ball back over. Unfortunately, her hand is just not quite in the right positioning. It's called an illegal contact. That point is going to go to Northview after, might I say, an excellent rally. The longest one of the night so far. And it's Quinn Hanna back to serve for Northview. Dig goes off of the Sailors' hands and over towards the sidelines. When you're not quite positioned correctly enough, that can happen. So that point does go to Northview. We've still got a tight game here. Hanna again with the serve. A dig by Shrew. And a tip from the Sailors. Northview able to respond. They respond with a tip of their own. Back row attack from Arp now. A decent dig by Hanna there, but it falls into the net, and her setter just not able to drop low enough and get that ball back. So that point's going to go to your Sailors. And it's Hebner back to serve for South Christian. Ball's good. Right side attack from the Wildcats is unfortunately not good. Goes directly into that net. Doesn't make it back over. That's another point for your Sailors, who go up 19-16 in the first set. And Northview calls their second timeout of the first set. As a reminder, you can follow BCTV on social media if you'd like to stay up to date on all of our news and all of our productions. That's BCTV25 on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and on YouTube you can find us at BCTV.25. You can find past productions, and eventually you'll be able to find this game. Halfway through the timeout now, teams still talking. It's been a very, very close game. We've seen a lot of back and forth tonight, some good rallies. We just have a lot of talent in the gym tonight. Teams breaking their huddles now. South Christian still in the lead, 19-16, and they still have the ball. Hebner goes back for another serve. Ball's up. Looks like it might have been going out of bounds, but Northview put their hands on it anyways. They go for an outside hit. They get that kill. That was some great power we saw there from their main outside hitter, number 5, Plaster. And it's Kunter back to serve for the Wildcats. Makes it over. Dig by Shrew. Outside hit from Arp. It's a kill. That's a South Christian point. Excellent ball placement right to the back there, right before that line where nobody is, and so much power that it's going so fast, it's hard to get to. Served by Shrew. Northview with an outside hit, dug up. A tip over the net from Northview's number 7, Tava Burchett. That leads to a Wildcat point. Burchett back to serve now. Serve is good. Right side hit from the Sailors. Northview looks to respond with a middle hit, blocked by South Christian. That's a Sailor point. Quick couple of substitutions here. And Vanderland's back to serve for the Sailors. Ball's up, it's good. Northview with an outside hit. Dug out of the net. by South Christian's number 5, Vanderlaan. Excellent work there. Northview with a right side hit. Arp up for the Sailors now. It's a kill. That's another Sailor point. Vanderlaan with the serve. Lands in off the hands of Hannah. Back to the Sailors right away. Arp up for the tip. Not quite in enough control of that ball. It goes on the opposite side of the antenna, so it's out of bounds. But a valiant effort was made there. Northview's back in possession of the ball. It's Tanous back to serve. Serve is good. Outside hit. It's a kill from Arp. Sailors go up again. Arp back to serve now for the Sailors as we sit at 23-19. Serve is good. And it's an outside kill from Plaster for Northview. They get that point. Ball's back in their possession. Couple quick substitutions for Northview as number 13, Burnaby, goes back to serve. Serves good. Good dig by Shrew there. Outside hit. Another kill for the Sailors. That was number 7, Hebner. And it's DeVries back to serve as it's game point here, or set point here in the first set. That serve goes out of bounds. That's going to be a point for Northview. Again, that's a point that you hate to lose because it is one of those unforced errors. But just put too much power on that ball and it goes out of bounds. It's Plaster back to serve for Northview. South Christian able to get it back over that net just barely. Northview with an outside hit. Attempted block by the Sailors falls right in between those two blockers as they come down. That's a point for Northview as South Christian calls their first timeout of the set. South Christian going back to talk. Looks like it is a quick talk. They're breaking the huddle already. Probably, if I had to guess here, their coach is just telling them, hey, remember, just keep your head in that game. We only need one more point to win this set. You just have to focus in for one play here, and we're going to be good. You guys have been basically in the lead this whole set, even if it's only been by a couple points. So they just have to focus in here, and they can get this. But Northview is equally as focused here, so this is still anybody's set. It's 24-22. Back from the timeout now, Plaster back to serve. Lots of noise from the South Christian crowd. It's a point for Northview as Hebner digs that ball up, but it goes kind of right back over the net on the opposite side of the antenna, so it's out of bounds. Plaster back to serve again, as it's a one-point game. Put back over the net by the Sailors, but it's put out of bounds, and we are tied up. As a reminder, in varsity volleyball, you have to win by 2 points. Plaster with the serve. It's good. Sets up by Vanderlaan. Arp with a back row hit, dug up by Hannah. Sailors with a right side hit. Shrew gets her hands on it. The Sailors go for an outside hit. Northview looks to respond with their own off the hands of South Christian's blockers, but they're able to remain possession. They're still able to remain possession after that right side hit by Northview. Shrew gets it back over the net. Hannah gets it back over the net for Northview. Sailors go up with a tip. Northview setter just stays out of the net as they put it back over with a right side hit. Arp with a back row hit. Great dig by Hannah. An outside hit from Northview. Great dig from Shrew. Outside hit from the Sailors. Northview still got it. Outside hit blocked by the South Christian Sailors, but it goes out of bounds. That was an excellent rally ends with Northview's point. It's 24-25. South Christian calls their second timeout of the first set. It's now set point in favor of Northview. That was an excellent rally that we just saw. Some crazy action here from these girls. Both of these teams so focused in, going for pretty much equal plays each time. They're both favoring their outside hitters, who are clearly their strongest hitters. Both teams also have some excellent right side hitters as well, and both of their liberos are quite locked in on these digs right now. So it is really, truly anybody's set here. Again, 24-25, you have to win by 2, so it's set point in favor of Northview, but South Christian's still hanging in here. We're back from the timeout. It's Plaster back to serve. Serve is good. It's an outside hit from the Sailors, and it lands directly on the line. That's a point for the Sailors. We're tied up again at 25-25. And it's Kawance back to serve for the Sailors. Serve is up, it's good, dug up by Hannah. Outside hit, dug by Shrew, goes out of bounds. It's a point for the Wildcats. The back and forth between these two teams does not stop. And it's Hannah back to serve for the Wildcats, as it's once again set point in their favor. Dug by Arp, outside hit. Northview unable to come up with it. It's a point for the Sailors as they tie it up once again, 26-26. Will this set ever end? We may never know. It's Hebner for the Sailors. Serve is good. Attempted dig by Hannah, but it hits her knuckles once again. Northview unable to come up with it. South Christian go up, and it's set point once again in their favor. Couple quick substitutions here on the Northview side as Hebner goes back to serve again for the Sailors. Can they get it done right here? No, they cannot. That ball will hit the net. It is tied once again at 27-27. And it's Kunter back to serve for the Wildcats. Tied up once again. Serve is good. A tip by the Sailors. Free ball. Sailors look to respond with an outside hit. It lands in bounds. That's a point for your Sailors. It's set point once again in favor of South Christian as we make our way through another rotation, and Shrew goes back to serve. Serve is good. Northview with an outside hit off the hands of Kawance. Lands in South Christian territory. That is a point for Northview. We are tied up once again, folks, 28-28. This is amazing. It's Burchett for the Wildcats. It goes out of bounds. That's a point for the Sailors. They go up 29-28. It's set point once again for the Sailors. I think that's maybe the fourth time I've said that tonight. It's Van Gro back for the Sailors. Dug up by Hannah. Outside hit here. Hebner able to get her hands on it. An outside hit from the Sailors in return. Dug up by Plaster. Outside hit from Plaster. My apologies, it was Burchett on that dig, not Plaster. Plaster's in the front row right now, and she just had that dig that went off the hands of Kawance. Northview has tied it up once again, 29-29. It's the Wildcats back for the serve with number 2, Emma Armstrong, who has not been in the game yet. Serve is good, it's up by Shrew. Free ball over the net by Shrew for the Sailors. Northview looks to respond with a long tip. Shrew makes a diving effort for it, she gets it. The Sailors get it back over the net. Outside hit from Plaster, off the hands of the South Christian blockers. South Christian unable to come up with it. That's a point for Northview, who now go up for the first time in a little bit here. It's 29-30 in favor of Northview. Now set point for Northview. Now, I have personally never seen a volleyball game go above 30 points. So this is a first. Let's see what Armstrong can do. The serve is up, it's good. South Christian looks to respond. They free ball it over. Northview gets it over. A great tip there from South Christian. Set back over the net by Northview. Haven't seen a hit yet. There's another tip from South Christian. Northview gets it back up barely. It's back over the net. And here's a hit from Arp, and it's a kill! The Sailors have tied it up again at 30-30. As I just said, I've never seen a volleyball game go up more than this. And it was one of my own when I was in high school. All right, Northview with a back row hit that lands just in bounds. Northview goes up. Set point in favor of the Wildcats. This is some truly amazing volleyball we're seeing here tonight from 2 equally talented teams. And it's Burnaby back to serve for the Wildcats. Ball's good. Back over the net by South Christian. Northview able to jump up and block that ball back down. South Christian unable to come up with it. And Northview will finally close the lid on this first set, 30-32. Now it feels like that set went on forever and that this would be the end of the volleyball match almost, but it was actually only the first set. We still have a few more to go here. As a reminder, varsity volleyball is the best of 5 sets. So you have to win at least 3 to win the match. We have a few minutes here in the in-between as the teams get set up for this second set. While we're on this little short break here, let's take another moment to thank our generous sponsors. They are, of course, Byron Township, a community on the move, and Gaines Charter Township. Thank you so much to our generous sponsors. Another reminder, you can follow BCTV on social media. Find us at BCTV25 on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and find us at BCTV.25 on YouTube for past productions. Follow our social media to stay up to date on news and all of our productions. As I said at the beginning of the night here, both of these teams are pretty equally matched in terms of their records, and that was clearly displayed here during this first set. So many back and forths, tying that up. We're just seeing a lot of great energy from these teams. And as I mentioned a little bit there in that first set, just a lot of equal strengths here on these teams. You know, it's pretty easy to go up by a lot of points when you have a really strong outside hitter and the other team doesn't. But in the case of these two teams, they're strong in the exact same spots. They have great outside hitters, very good right side hitters, very good liberos. So both teams are able to defend in the back row and attack in the front row. So that's going to lead to that back and forth that we just saw. Interestingly enough, I haven't seen really any action from the middles on either side, which again, very rare to get not really one difference of a strength or a weakness in a team. They're really so evenly matched up. But it makes for some really good volleyball. So I, for one, am not complaining. Northview coming back onto the court here as we're winding down the in-between time here. South Christian looking to come back now too. Northview very, very hyped up at the moment as they were finally able to win that first set. But South Christian does not look downtrodden. They are also hyped up. They are ready to come back in this second set and show the Wildcats who they are. Quick check from the rotations here, from the down ref. And the low barrels are in, which means it's time to get started. Sailors are going to start with the ball during this top of this second set. And it's going to be Hebner back to serve for the Sailors to start us off. As a reminder, best out of 5. Serve is good. Ooh, up by South Christian, up by Northview. Returned from South Christian with a bit of a block there. Northview looks to respond with an outside hit, hits the top of that net, doesn't go back over. So that first point of the second set goes to the South Christian Sailors. Hebner once again. It's good. Up by Hannah. Good set there. And I think that's the first middle attack of the night. Did I manifest that? I might have. And it's back over the net from South Christian with a bit of a tip there. An outside hit from Northview, easily responded to by South Christian with their own outside hit. And it's passed over the net by Northview accidentally there. Just a bit too much power there in that ball, and that point goes to the Sailors, who go up 2-0 in the second set. Hebner, once again. It's good, it's up by Hannah. They go for a right side hit, and they get the kill. Point to Northview. That was some excellent placement there, just goes right in between two South Christian Sailors, who just, neither one of them have enough time to react. So, I mean, that's what you want when you're hitting. It's Burchett for Northview. A middle hit from South Christian by Arp, who's not a middle hitter, but she was right there. And that point is going to go to the South Christian Sailors as Northview goes over their allotted 3 touches. 3-1 for your Sailors. Shrew with the serve. Right side hit from Northview. South Christian able to get under it. A middle hit. Oh, it lands out of bounds. I'm just really excited that there are middle hits now. And it's Tanous back for the Wildcats. Serve is in, dug up by Shrew. Outside hit from Arp. Off the knuckles of Tanous. Flies into the stands. Caught by a parent. And that's a point for the Sailors, who go up 4-2. And it's Vanderlaan back for the Sailors. Great serve. Northview. Set's not quite high enough. They pass that ball back over the net. Arp with an outside hit. It's a kill. Hannah just not able to get to that ball. It's placed perfectly by Arp. She is really, really good at her ball control. And that's another point for the Sailors. Here's Vanderlaan. Miscommunication there by Northview, which leads to the first ace of the night. And Northview will call their first timeout of the second set. Score sits at 6-2 in favor of the South Christian Sailors. Are you enjoying this excellent volleyball game and our excellent coverage of it? Well, wonderful news. You can order a copy of tonight's production or any production that we've ever done by simply going to our website, www.byrontv.com, or giving us a quick ring on the telephone at 878-6781 to order your Blu-ray or DVD copy today. Blu-rays are $15, DVDs are only $10. So guys, what are you waiting for? Call us. And we're back from the timeout now, as Vanderlaan will go to serve once again for the Sailors, who are in the lead in this second set. Serve is good. The ice is unsuccessful. And it's Plaster with an outside hit and a kill for Northview. So Northview will regain possession of the ball as some quick substitutions, and Burnaby comes in to serve. Dug up by Hebner. Vanderlaan gets there, set back over the net. Plaster up for Northview now. Lands out of bounds, but it unfortunately goes off the hands of South Christian's blockers first. That counts as a touch, which means that point will go to the Northview Wildcats. And it's going to be Burnaby back to serve once again. Dug up by Shrew. Right side hit from Arp. And dug up there by Northview, goes into their sidelines there. Some pretty good effort there to attempt to make it over, but just not quite able to. It's really hard to get to a ball when it's in the chairs. So that point's going to go to the Sailors, and it's Arp back to serve now. Good dig by Hannah. Free ball. Shrew gets it. Outside hit from Hebner, blocked by Northview, but South Christian able to regain control. Free ball over the net. That is going to be called in favor of Northview. I believe that South Christian went over their allotted 3 touches, because they kind of had a bit of a set there and not a block. So that was a point for Northview. This point is going to go to the Sailors as Plaster's serve goes out of bounds. And it's Westhouse with the serve. Leads to a South Christian point as Northview is just unable to get it back over the net. And it's going to be Westhouse again, who we really haven't seen yet. She wasn't much in that first set, so let's see some. I'm excited to see something from her tonight. And it's going to be a free ball. Westhouse with the dig. Vanderlaan gets there, tipped by Hebner. Northview was right there, able to get to it. They attempt to get it back over the net, but just not quite able to. Bit of a bad placement there on that second pass, which it does happen. That point goes to the Sailors, who are now up 10-5. Westhouse, good serve. Outside hit from Burchett leads to a Northview point. South Christian kind of flies off their hands there into the net. And it's Hannah back to serve for the Wildcats. Ball's up and good. Good dig there by Arp. Tipped over the net. Excellent dig by Burnaby. An attempted right side hit from McCulloch unfortunately goes into the net there. So that's going to be a point for the Sailors, who now go up 11-6. Lots of commotion from the South Christian student section, which, as usual, is pretty full with Sailors supporting Sailors. And it's going to be Kawantz back to serve. It's good. Northview looks to respond with a middle hit. It actually turns into a tip. I'm still excited. Middle actual hit from South Christian. Goes back over the net from Northview, and it lands out of bounds, so that's going to be a Sailor point. That was a really good middle hit by number 4, Colette Plattner, for the South Christian Sailors. Kawantz with the serve again. Good dig by Plaster. Another attempted right side hit from McCulloch, which does go out of bounds. That's another point for the Sailors. Kawantz. It's good, dug by Hannah. Back row attack from Plaster. Unfortunately hits the net. That's going to be another point for the South Christian Sailors as Northview calls their second, I believe, timeout of the second set. Second set underway here. 14-6 currently in favor of the South Christian Sailors. This set is going a bit differently than the first set went, where we really had that back and forth, and no team really ever led by more than 3 points. Right now, the Sailors leading by a considerable amount here, so Northview trying to get their heads back in the game and come back out of this timeout. And I was right, that was Northview's second called timeout of the set. My apologies for that earlier stumble there. And it's Kawance back to serve for the Sailors. Outside hit from Burchett lands inbounds right at the edge there. That's a point for Northview. Quick substitutions, and Kunter back to serve for the Wildcats. Tipped over the net there by South Christian. Northview able to respond to it. I'm not gonna lie, from where I was standing, it looked a little bit like that ball directly hit the floor on Northview's side, but it appears it did not. That point does go to the Sailors eventually anyways, as Northview unable to respond after a tip from them. And it's gonna be another ace, the second ace of the night, first for Hebner there for South Christian, as that ball unable to be received by Northview. Hannah kind of put her knuckles on it, but the ball was already on the ground. Another serve from Hebner. Northview unable to get it back over the net again. Hannah kind of panicked there and put her hands up for that set, which you can often get into that position if the ball's coming at you too much and you don't think you can get back in time. And that just, unfortunately, not enough power there from that second pass to get that back over the net. Hebner's next serve does go out of bounds. Good call there by Northview. That point's gonna go to them. It's now 17-8. Sailors lead by 9. And it's Burchett back to serve for the Wildcats. Serve is good. Outside hit from the Sailors. Great dig by Burchett. Plaster up for the hit. Off the knuckle of Shrew there, and it lands in bounds anyway, so that's a Northview point. Really great ball placement there by Plaster. Burchett back for the serve again. Ball's good. Good dig by Hebner. Middle hit from the Sailors is successful. It's dug up there, but it kind of, again, it hits that wrong part of your forearm there and just flies off towards the refs. So that's gonna be a point for the Sailors. Off of a middle hit. Shrew's serve is good. Plaster once again. It goes out of bounds, but it does unfortunately kind of come off of the hands of, I believe it was off of the blockers there for South Christian, so that point is gonna go to Northview. It's now 18-10. Still in favor of the South Christian Sailors, but Northview really making a fight after that second timeout. And it's Tanous back to serve. Oh, barely makes it over the net, but an excellent dig by Arp. Outside kill for the Sailors. Right side, my apologies. That was the right side. Forgive me, folks. Sometimes I'm a bit directionally challenged, but I swear I know what I'm talking about. And it's going to be Vanderlaan back to serve for the Sailors. It's over, it's good. Hannah digs it up. It's going to be a back row attack from Burchett. And Sailors unable to come away with it. That point's going to go to Northview. It's 19-11. Some substitutions. And Burnaby comes in to serve for the Wildcats. She goes for a jump serve this time. That's a new one for her. And a right side hit from Arp. Right side attempt from Mikulik. I'm so sorry. That's going to end in a Northview point as the South Christian Sailors just unable to get to it. And it's Burnaby again with the serve. Middle hit from Westhouse. Passed over the net by Northview in response. A middle hit from Arp goes off the hands of Burnaby way back there, and that's going to be a point for the Sailors. Serve from Arp goes out of bounds. That's a point for Northview. And it's Plaster back for the serve for the Wildcats. Off the hands of Shrew, Sailors unable to get to it as it kind of flies back towards the student section there. That's going to be a point for Northview. Shrew just unable to get her body behind that ball. Kind of goes for that awkward upward swing there. Doesn't work out for them. This ball from Plaster just goes over the net. And the Sailors make a valiant effort, so Vanderlaan is able to scoop that out of the net, and they pass it, or they set it back over the net, but it is called a two-touch, which means that the hands did not hit the ball at the same time, which is illegal, and so that point does go to Northview. This point, however, is going to go to the Sailors because that ball from Plaster goes directly into the net. We've seen a decent amount of those tonight, where the ball just doesn't get over the net. And we see another one from Westhouse on the Sailor side, so that point is going to go to the Wildcats. And it's Hannah back to serve for the Wildcats now. We're starting to get back into that back and forth motion, but your Sailors still lead 21-16. Good dig there by Arp. A bit of a middle A hit there by number 4, Plattner, for the South Christian Sailors, but it goes out of bounds, so that's going to be a point for Northview. Here's Hannah with the serve. It gets over. Off the arms of Hevner. Vanderlaan doesn't call for help, but she's unable to get there herself. That point is going to go to Northview, who are catching up now, and South Christian now calls their first timeout of the second set. Current score 21-18. Your Sailors are still leading, but as I just said, Northview is kind of catching up here. So Sailors talking now, trying to get their heads back in the game. This is kind of a crucial set here for the Sailors because, as a reminder, Northview did win the first set of the night. And if they win the second set, then they would only need to win one more to win the entire match, as it's best of 5. So you have to win 3. So the Sailors really need to clinch this second set so that they kind of have a bit of a, almost a safety net, you want to say, going into the third and the fourth set so that they can really make that fight back. If Northview does win this second set, hope is not lost. The Sailors can still definitely win, but they would have to win the next 3 sets in a row, which really isn't a position you want to see yourself in. So they're really hoping they can come away with this second set win and kind of tie it up here. All right, we're back from the timeout. It's Hannah now for the Wildcats. Looks like that ball might have gone out of bounds, but Sailors put their hands on it just in case. It's back over the net. A back row attack from Mikulik for Northview. A right side roll for South Christian. Outside hit now from Burchett. It's a kill. That point goes to Northview, and it's Hannah back to serve once again. Serve is good. Good dig by Hebner. It actually goes back over the net. Northview able to respond to it. Outside hit from the Sailors, outside hit from Northview in response. It's a back row attack, tipped over by ARP, but Northview able to get their hands on it. It's a free ball for South Christian. Outside attack. Outside attack in response from Northview. South Christian successfully blocks it, but Northview able to get their hands back on the ball. It's a free ball. Oof, and that point's gonna go to Northview. As South Christian, that set is up. They were attempting a bit of a middle hit there. They were attempting one of those trick ones where you kind of go in between the 1 and the 5, and just a bit of a miscommunication there leads to the Northview point. Teams are rallying it out right now. That's an outside hit from Hebner, responded to by Northview with a set over the net, but it's one of those sideways tip attempts there by number 6 Tanous, and it's called a 2-touch. So that point is going to go to your South Christian Sailors, who are up 22-20. It's Kawance with the serve. Dug up, goes outside the antenna over on South Christian side, so that's going to be another point for them. 23-20 now. In favor of your South Christian Sailors, Kawance with the serve. Solid dig this time by Northview. Attack from Burchett, but it hits the antenna. So that's a point for South Christian. Set point now in favor of the Sailors. You can see Burchett just beating herself up for that a little bit, which it is kind of one of those unforced errors. Serve is up and good. Northview able to respond with a right side hit. South Christian with an attempted roll there from Hebner, kind of from the back row, but it goes into the net. So that's a point for Northview, who's attempting to make a fight back here. It is still set point in favor of the Sailors, 24-21. And it's Kunter back for the Wildcats. Shrew gets that ball. Set over the net on the outside from South Christian. Hit by Burchett. Attempted block from South Christian, but goes back over the net and out of bounds. So that's going to be a point for Northview. It's now a 2-point game as South Christian calls their second timeout of the second set. Still set point in favor of the Sailors, but Northview is kind of fighting back here again. Like I said, it's a 2-point game now, 24-22. So both of these teams right now are needing to focus in if they're going to want to win this second set, which, as I said, it's a bit of a crucial set here. Obviously, every set in volleyball is kind of a crucial set, but the second set is really the, in my personal opinion, the definer. It's an important one. And we're back from the timeout now. Northview still in possession of the ball. Kunter back to serve one more time for the Wildcats. Lots of noise from the South Christian stand. Serve is good. Shrew gets that dig. Outside, yeah, I'm so sorry. It's a middle hit from South Christian from Plattner. Northview responds with a hit. It goes off the hands of Shrew, out of bounds. That's a point for Northview. Looking to tie it up here with this next point. Kunter. Good dig by Hebner. Good hit by Plattner in the middle. And that's a South Christian point for the second set. So the second set is going to go to the South Christian Sailors. So we are tied up now. Northview won the first set, and South Christian won the second set. So we're going to need at least 2 more sets so far tonight. And it's going to depend. So if either team goes and wins the next 2 sets in a row, they're going to be our winner. If we have another back and forth action here, we're going to need to go to that 5th set. If we do need to go to that 5th set, that's going to be first to 15, and it is still that win by 2 rule, which we saw really exercised there in the first set. If you'll remember, we got all the way up to I believe it was 30-32, finally in favor there of Northview. While we're on this short break right now, let's once again thank our generous sponsors here at BCTV. They are, of course, Byron Township, a community on the move, and Gaines Charter Township. And the teams are going to take a quick couple minutes here to talk, try and get their heads in the game, so to speak, for this third set. And we'll see you in just a minute for the third set of the night here at South Christian High School.
Every time I step on the field, I get to wear the name of my high school on my jersey, which is an honor.
It's basically shaped me into the person I am today. It's brought me closer to some of my favorite people, like with my team and my coaches.
It helps you figure out how to manage your time better and how to cooperate on a team and how to push yourself past your limits.
It's also a stress reliever for me, playing with my friends.
I love competing and pushing myself, and they've taught me how to set goals and stay focused and work hard.
To me, high school sports are kind of like an escape from reality, and they brought me friendships that I'll have forever and memories that I'll hold on for my whole life.
You build real good, strong relationships with your coaches, and even after football, they'll be there for you and everything.
It's very unique in that you're playing with kids who are older than you that you can learn from, and kids that are younger than you who you can pass on your knowledge to.
Being an athlete has taught me discipline, mental toughness, and it's taught me how to push past my limits. I've learned how to lose, I've learned how to win, I've learned how to lead my team through all of that and support my teammates through all of that.
There's a lot of people that I don't know if I ever would have talked to them, and they're my best friends to this day.
The team atmosphere that you get out of high school sports is not really comparable to anything else I've ever experienced. Whether I won or I lost, they were there for me the next day. They didn't base my worth off of my wins and losses.
It's definitely a learning experience. Watch yourself grow throughout this whole experience. It made me who I am, if I'm being honest.
Being on a team has had a huge impact on my confidence. It's bringing and embracing the leadership roles on and off the court. And then just, like I said, playing with girls from all different backgrounds, just being together to accomplish one goal. It's so fun and I love it.
It's become my home away from home in a sense. High school sports has definitely been a key factor in not only who I've become today, but also how I've grown.
Every school day, no matter if it's good or bad, you always have your practice after school. And it's just such a fun way to see out your friends and then also get to focus on the thing that you love.
And all those lessons are so applicable in other areas of my life, and they've enabled me to be successful in other areas of my life. And it opens up so many other doors and other relationships that without it I wouldn't have.
Welcome back to South Christian High School for the third set of the evening. Reminder, we are tied at 1-1 in terms of sets. The rotations have been checked, or excuse me, they're in the process of being checked. South Christian's is good. We're looking at Northview's now. And they're good. Low barrels are in. You know what that means. It's time for volleyball. I believe Northview is going to start. Yes, Northview is going to start with the serve here at the top of the third set. Kunter for the Wildcats. It's up, it's good, dug by Hebner. Excellent effort there by Shrew to get it back into play. Unfortunately, she's not quite able to get it high enough, so her teammate's not able to get that ball back over the net. The first point of the third set is going to go to Northview, which is a first. Our other two sets, South Christian was able to get that first point. And the second point goes to Northview with their first ace of the night. Kunter, once again. It's in, Shrew able to get her hands on it this time. Middle hit from Plattner. Northview looks to respond with an outside hit from Purchett. Outside hit from Hebner for South Christian. Right side attack from Turkowicz Fix for Northview. Free ball. A middle hit. South Christian gets it back over the net. Outside roll from Burchett. Outside attack from South Christian's number 13, Winalda. Goes out of bounds. That's another point for Northview, who are now up 3-0 in the third set. Kunter's serve is good. Returned by Hebner. Outside roll by Arp there. Right side attack from number 4, Elise Turkowicz Fix for Northview. It's a kill. They go up 4-0. Kunter. Shrew with the dig. Kowans gets her hands on it. Good outside hit there by Arp. Burchett with the outside hit there, but it hits that antenna, first of all. She was just a bit too far back there. And then it also lands out of bounds. So in multiple ways, that ball's out of bounds. So that's gonna be the Sailors' first point of the third set. Shrew's very good serve. Pass back up, it lands kind of in that middle neutral zone there on the net, and Arp's able to jump up, spike that ball down. It's another Sailor point. 2-4 now. Shrew with the serve. It's good, dug up by Hannah. An attempted right side attack there by Tanous, but falls into that net. It's another point for the Sailors. Shrew with the serve. Dug up by Hannah. Burchett with the outside hit. Excellent dig there by Hebner. It does go back over the net, but that's okay because Northview responds with their set there, and it goes out of bounds, so it's a point for the Sailors, who have tied it up 4-4 in the third set here. Sailors showing their fight. It's Shrew once again. It's in bounds. Attempted to get back over the net there by the Northview Wildcats. They unfortunately can't quite get to it. Their setter, Burnaby, was running for it there, able to get her hands on it, but just not quite high enough to get it back over the net by her teammates. So that's a Sailor point as they go up. Northview responds right away, though, and ties it back up at 5-5 with an outside kill from Burchett. Yes, I'm sorry. And it's Burchett back to serve for the Wildcats. Good dig by Shrew. Middle tip by Westhouse. Back row attack there by Burchett, who did jump a little, but it's okay. She stayed in control of it. And an attack by South Christian ends with a Sailor point as Northview unable to come back up with it. Those attacks from the back row, like I was talking about there with Northview, they have to be so specific because you're allowed to jump if you're behind that 10-foot line, but you can't if you're in front of it, and Northview kind of threading the needle there. South Christian's serve, Vanderland's serve, goes into the net, so that's a point for Northview. It's tied up once again at 6-6. It's early to call, but I do believe we're having a bit of a repeat of the first set where we're going point for point here. Great serve there by Tanous. Sailors unable to return that ball. It's going to be a point for Northview as they now lead 6-7. Tanous' serve is good. Dug by Hebner. Middle hit from Westhouse. It's a kill. Point for the Sailors. It's tied up once again. And it's Arp. Back to serve for the Sailors. Great serve. Lots of power there. Off the forearms of Hannah, but it kind of spins and goes backwards there, so that's going to be a point for the Sailors as Northview just unable to come up with it. That's another kind of situation there where you need to be in the exact right position for the ball to hit correctly on your forearm so you can still have control of it. Arp's serve is good. Right side attack here by Turowitz Fix. It's good. South Christian able to respond. Hebner with the outside hit, stays inside that antenna. And Northview gets it back over the net just barely, but they do. It's a tip by Westhouse for a South Christian response. Plaster up with it. Shrew gets her hands on it. Excellent dig, goes back over the net. Northview, Plaster once again. It's blocked by the Sailors, but it goes out of bounds, so that's going to be a point for Northview. It was a very good block attempt on behalf of the Sailors, but just kind of spins off of Funk's hands there. That's number 8, and it just goes out of bounds. So point for Northview. We're tied up once again at 8-8. And it's Burnaby back for the Wildcat serve. Shrew gets her hands on it. It's a tip by Westhouse. Northview able to respond with a free ball, but it's still a response. Arp gets behind it. Hebner with a roll there. Plaster up for the hit. Shrew digs it up. Hebner with an outside hit. It's in. That's a kill. And a point for the Sailors. Hebner has been doing very, very well here for the Sailors with her outside hits. She knows where to put them. And it's Westhouse back for the serve for the Sailors. Dug up by Burchett. Right side attempt there by Plaster. Vanderlaan for the Sailors attempts to tip that ball back over the net. Unfortunately, it's a bit of an illegal contact there. She does also slip her foot under that net, which is another illegal thing, so that point does go to Northview. We're tied up once again at 9-9, and it's Plaster with the serve. It's in. Shrew gets it. Vanderlaan running for it. Back row attack by Arp, unfortunately not able to get it over the net. Like I said, those back row attacks are tricky because you have to put enough power on it to get it over, but if you put too much on it, it's just like the serve where it's going to go out of bounds. So Plaster's serve is good, dug up by Arp, my apologies. And the right side hit from Funk is good. Northview unable to come up with it. Sailor point. We're tied up once again. Kawants now for South Christian. It's good. Burchett with the outside hit. Attempted block by the Sailors, but it lands back on their side. Kawants goes for the dig, but just unable to get her hands on it. Valiant effort. That point is going to go to the Wildcats. Hannah back to serve now. Serve is good. Outside hit. Northview looks to respond with a back row attack. Blocked by the Sailors. A single block there by number 4, Colette Plattner, my apologies. Excellent block right where Northview couldn't get to it. That's the Sailor point. We're tied up once again, 11-11. Make a wish, folks. It's Hebner with the serve. Right side attack there by McCulloch for Northview. Confuses the Sailors. They're unable to get away with it. Northview point. Kunter with the serve. It's good. Hebner digs it up. Kawants gets her hands on it. Outside attack. Lily Toole attempts to go for it, unable to get there in time. That's a Sailor point. And it's Shrew with the serve for the Sailors. We're tied up again. Count how many times I say that this set. It's going to be a lot. I can feel it. Northview calls that ball's going to go out of bounds, but one of their players kind of gets a hand on it there. I think it brushed past Toole's shoulder. So that's going to be a Sailor point. Shrew with the serve once again. Just makes it over the net. Toole goes for that dive, but she's a bit too early, and she can't get her hands on it quite. So that's another point for the Sailors, who now lead 14-12. Shrew serve is good. Good dig by Northview. Attempted outside hit by Burchett. hits her hand wrong. It just kind of hits the side there, you could see, and it rolls, hits the net, doesn't go over. So that's another point for the Sailors. Shrew with the serve. It's back. Plaster gets her hands on it. I'm so sorry. Outside kill by Burchett. Point for Northview. Burchett back to serve now. It's good. Shrew with the dig. Tip by Westhouse. Great dig there by Burchett. Right side hit. Hebner gets her arm on it, but it's not enough. That's a point for Northview. 15-14 now. Burchett back with the serve again. Middle long tip there by Westhouse. Northview able to respond with their own middle tip. Free ball. Northview with a right side attack by Turkowitz Fix. Diving attempt made by the Sailors, unable to get there in time. It's a Northview point, and folks, guess what I'm about to say? We're tied up. Burchett with the serve. Hebner gets her hands on it. Arp with a middle attack, and it's a kill. We've seen a lot of good work here from Arp today. She can alternate between, she's an outside hitter, but she alternates between hitting at the 1 and hitting at the 5. And she hits really good from both positions. But I'm seeing that her zone work when she hits from the 5 is so good because she hits it right where there aren't people, which is where you want to hit the ball in volleyball. She picks her zones very well. That attempted serve from Vanderlaan on the Sailors side is unsuccessful, hits the net. We're tied up at 16-16. Northview gets possession of the ball. Quick substitution here, and Emma Armstrong in once again for the Wildcats, goes back to take that serve. It's good, dug up by Arp. Right side attempt from Arp, blocked by Northview. South Christian unable to get up with it. Arp kind of falls down, she gets her hands on it, but it sort of just goes off, unable to come up with a response. It's a point for Northview. Armstrong with the serve. Shrew gets her hands on it. Vanderlaan rushing to get there, and it's a free ball. Great hustle by South Christian setter. Dug up by Shrew after that right side tip from Northview. Middle tip by South Christian. A hit from Plaster goes out of bounds. It's a South Christian point. And you'll never believe it, we're tied up at 17-17. It's Arp with the serve. Dug up by Burchett. Plaster with the attack. Arp gets the dig. Westhouse with a tip. Northview looks to respond with a hit from Plaster. It turns into a bit of a long tip there. Back row attack from Arp. Makes it over the net. Off the hands of number 5, Neva. Or, excuse me, number 9. Anaya Mendez-Chess. That's a Sailor point. Arp serve is good. Right side roll there from Turkowitz Fix. Attempted block there on the outside hit. Sort of successful as Northview makes it back over the net. Tipped from the outside. South Christian able to respond with a free ball. Northview now with an outside hit from Plaster. Dug by Arp. Excellent work. It's Hebner with the outside hit. Burchett gets her hands on it. Plaster with the outside hit. It's out of bounds. That's a point for South Christian. Excellent rally there that we just saw. And Northview will now call their, I believe, first timeout of the third set. Current score 19-17 in favor of your Sailors. They're up by 2. But we'll see how long that remains for, as this set has been a bit of a mirror of the first set, where we're going point for point. I've said it before tonight, but I am going to say it one more time. These are some really equally talented teams here, and it's going to lead to these amazing plays and rallies that we've seen tonight. South Christian breaks their huddle now. South Christian still in possession of the ball, so it's going to be ARP on the serve when we come back in about 10 seconds here from this timeout that Northview called. Heard a lot of commotion from the South Christian student section tonight. Sailors out here supporting their fellow Sailors, all clad in pink for the pink out. Northview wiping a bit of sweat off of their court. And we're back, and it's going to be ARP with the serve. Serve is good. Dug by Burchett. Setter gets there. Plaster with the hit, but she doesn't get quite on top of it enough. Puts too much power, and it goes out of bounds. That's another point for the Sailors. It's 20-17. ARP serve is good. Back row attack from Burchett. Sailors respond with a block. Attempted middle hit there. Sailors respond with another block. This one is incredibly successful. Lands right on the floor for Northview. That's another point for the Sailors. ARP with the serve. It's good. Burchett puts her hands on it. Plaster once again blocked by the Sailors. Northview calls their second timeout of the third set as South Christian came out of that one that they had just called really swinging. Just gets a bunch of points on the board there. It's 22-17 in favor of the Sailors. They're looking really good so far. Another reminder that you can follow BCTV on social media. You can find us at BCTV25 on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And you can also follow us on our YouTube channel at BCTV.25. You can see all of our past productions there. Eventually you'll be able to see this game up there. There's lots of good stuff there, folks. You should go check it out. South Christian breaks their huddle now. Northview looking to break theirs too. Both teams are focused and locked in on this third set. ARP with the serve. It's good. Off the hands of Burchett. Incorrectly positioned there just to the side, and it kind of comes towards us, towards this sideline, and Northview unable to come away with it. That's another point for South Christian. ARP one more time. It's good. Burchett puts her hands on it. Plaster with the outside hit, blocked by the Sailors, and it goes off of the arms of Burchett with that attempted dig there, flies behind him. That's another point for the Sailors. That's Westhouse and Funk up there with those very successful blocks for South Christian. ARP serve is good. It's an outside hit from Turkowitz Fix, but Shrew with an amazing dig. And ARP with a back row roll. A roll from Plaster in Northview's response. It's a right side attack from Funk. Northview, a tip. Set back over the net by Westhouse. Another tip from Northview, back over the net by South Christian. And it's called an illegal contact there. So that point is gonna go to Northview. South Christian's coach protesting a little there. I have to say I might be a little bit in agreement with her, but of course the ref is much closer to this game than I am, so I have no authority to be making decisions here. And it's gonna be Burnaby with the serve for Northview after they won that point. An outside attack from Funk. It is a kill, and that set goes to your South Christian Sailors with a final score of 25-18. So Sailors go up 2-1 in terms of sets here. Reminder, best of 5 sets here. So South Christian needs to win this fourth set that we are about to go into here if they want to win the match. But if Northview wins this fourth match, then we're tied up at 2-2. And we're gonna have to go into that 5th set, which is gonna be 15 points, win by 2. So South Christian is really hoping in this 4th set that we aren't gonna have to go to 5, that they can just win it right away, which would be 3 straight set wins for them, which is always really impressive. Northview in their huddle right now talking, coach very animated, telling them that they want to win this 4th set. Obviously, they want to be able to go to that 5th set. They want to be able to win. Both of these teams very determined, very focused. We've seen excellent work from both of these teams tonight. Really equally matched. I know I've said it so many times, but it's just so true. So I'm gonna keep saying it. South Christian talking now. Their coach hyping them up, clapping, telling them, you know, we're on this streak win here of these 2 sets, but you really can't let that get to your head as a player, as a competitor, because when you go into a new set in volleyball, you kind of have to forget about the previous sets that you've played. You just have to focus on the current set, the current point, on winning, on point by point. Getting the points, winning the set. You have to forget about everything else that has happened, which is really hard, especially when you're young, you're in high school, but it's really important that you not dwell on the past or get too high on the past like South Christian could with, you know, riding that high of, you know, we're up now, we've been up these past 2 sets, we're doing really good. You can't let that affect you so that you lose that focus, that drive, and then let the other team come in and sweep the rug out from under you and win that 4th set. South Christian coming out onto the court now after they've broken their huddle with their coach. Northview looks to do the same soon, and we're about 30 seconds away from the beginning of this 4th set here. Line judges are coming out. Northview breaking their huddle now, coming back out onto the court. Down ref is going to be able to check these rotations real quick, make sure everything's in order, and then we can get started here with this 4th set. Like I was saying just a little bit earlier, South Christian wins this set, then they win the match. But if Northview wins this set, we're tied up, we're going to have to go to that 5th set. So we shall see what is about to happen. 3rd set, there was a bit of the mirror of the 1st set where we went point for quite a bit there, but at the end, Sailors were able to make that breakaway and really get on quite a drive there where they were scoring, and they were able to defeat Northview in that 3rd set 25-18, which was a similar point spread to the 2nd set here. So as we're starting this 4th set, we're going to have to see what will happen with this one. And South Christian gets the ball to start off. It's going to be Hebner back with the serve. Ball's up, it's good, dug up by Hannah. Outside attack from Burchett. Shrew gets her hands on it. An attempted outside hit from Arf, but it hits the net. That first point is gonna go to the Northview Wildcats. And it's Burchett back to serve for the Wildcats. Serve is called out of bounds, and there's called no contact there by South Christian. So that point is going to go to the Sailors. We're tied up 1-1, and it's Shrew. The libero back to serve. Serve is good, dug up by Burchett. Outside attack from Turkowitz Fix, blocked by the Sailors, but Northview able to get their hands on it, unable to fully respond though. Bit of a miscommunication error there, I believe. That point's going to go to South Christian. It's Shrew one more time. It's good. Plaster with an attempted hit, blocked by South Christian. Another point for the Sailors. Shrew with the serve. Dug up by Hannah. Outside tip there, or back row tip there from Burchett, my apologies. Outside attack from South Christian. Northview looks to respond with a right side hit, but Turkowitz-Fix just hits that ball directly into the net. That's going to be another point for South Christian, who go up 4-1 at the beginning of this fourth set. Shrew, serve is good. Bit of a panic there from Hannah as she puts her hands up into that setting position, but it's too low, and Northview unable to respond to that. That's going to be another point for South Christian. Northview now calls their first timeout of the fourth set. That was one of those situations there where Hannah had a moment like that in, I believe it was the first set, where you realize that you have to get back further, but your mind just kind of panics because you think that you don't have enough time to shuffle backwards, so you kind of throw your hands out in that setting position. But most of the time that doesn't work out because the ball is too low, and so unless you're able to get under a set, it's just gonna go straight forward. And a teammate there was able to get her hands on it, but just not with enough power to pop it up like you really need to be able to get that ball back over the net. So just an unfortunate situation there, kind of a bit of a forced error there because of where that ball was placed by South Christian. Easy to beat yourself up over that, but you just you have to move on and get going. And I have to say, Hannah looks like she's back on the court now. She looks focused. Northview in general looks focused, and we're back. The serve from Shrew is good. It's a middle attack from Tanous. Hebner gets it back over the net for South Christian. Hebner again with the dig after that outside hit from Plaster. Outside hit from South Christian, attempted blocked by Northview, but it goes out of bounds on South Christian's side, so that's another Sailor point. They're up 6-1 now. Shrew. It's good. Burchett puts her hands on it. Outside attack from Plaster. I believe it hit the net. Yes, it did. It hit the net, and so that's another point for South Christian. Shrew. Once again for South Christian. Makes it over. Burchett gets her hands on it. An excellent tip from Burnaby. South Christian unable to get there in time to get it back over the net, and that's a Northview point. Armstrong in for Tanous again to serve. Lots of commotion from the South Christian stands. That serve is good. Middle hit from Westhouse, and it is a kill. Point for South Christian as they regain possession of the ball. Vanderlaan back to serve for South Christian. Looks like ball was probably going to go out of bounds, but just in case, Plaster tries to put her hands on it. Hits her knuckles, flies off. That's going to be a point for South Christian. Vanderlaan with the serve. Goes out of bounds, correctly called this time by Northview. It's a point for the Wildcats. 9-3 now. Substitutions made. Burnaby comes back in to serve. Serve is good. Shrew with a dig. Right side attack from Arp. Goes off the knuckles of Burchett. Point for South Christian. Arp now for South Christian. Serve is good. Plaster puts her hands on it. Burnaby able to save it from going into the stands. It's a free ball. Middle attack from Funk. Lands in bounds. Excellent placement there, right on the line. Northview unable to get to it. That's another point for your South Christian Sailors, who now go up 11-3 in the fourth set. Arp with the serve. It's good. And it's an ace for Arp. Her first of the night, I believe. South Christian's third overall. Arp. Serve is good. Some help there from the libero. A tip. South Christian able to get their hands on it. A back row attack from Arp. Lands at the feet of Northview. Another point for South Christian, who now lead by 10. Quick substitution for Northview as number 8, Lily Slagder, comes in. Arp serve is good. Right side attack from Plaster. Goes out of bounds, too much power there. Another point for South Christian. Arp with the serve. It's good, Burchett gets it. Middle attack now from McCulloch. South Christian able to respond. Arp with an outside hit there. Or, excuse me, that was Hebner. Outside hit from Plaster is good. South Christian responds with a right side roll from Funk. Kind of goes flying off of Northview's hands. Burchett makes a valiant effort to get there, not able to quite pop it up enough. She only gets one arm on it. That's going to be a point for South Christian as Arp goes back to serve once again. 15-3 in favor of your Sailors. Serve is good. It's Burchett once again. South Christian's Sailor, I'm so sorry, Northview's setter is what I meant to say there. Burnaby attempts to get her hands on it. She's only able to get a pass. It kind of goes off just one of her arms, doesn't hit both, goes outside that antenna. It's a point for South Christian. Arp with the serve one more time. And actually, Northview is going to call their second timeout of the fourth set. Your Sailors lead 16-3, which I believe is their largest point lead throughout this entire night. You know, I was saying sets 1 and 3 seem to be a mirror of each other, and so far sets 2 and 4 are a mirror of each other, where South Christian has really got some good momentum going, and they've been able to force a lot of errors out of the Northview Wildcats, and they're on a bit of a roll here. Now, for South Christian's sake, hopefully they can stay on this roll. And Northview, still in their huddle as the seconds are counting down here, is hoping that they can come back from this timeout focused and get on a roll of their own. Northview needs to win this set to stay in the game, and South Christian needs to win this set to end the game. We're back, and it's Arp once again. Serve is good. Off the hands of number 12, Bella Brehoff for Northview, who's in for her first time tonight. Again, that awkward positioning, she, instead of shifting her body back, she just puts her arms out to the side and it bounces off or goes behind. Arp serve is good. Hannah puts her hands up with that set again, but she's able to get a bit higher this time. Northview able to respond. South Christian, Hebner with that outside roll. Back row rolling attack from Turkowitz Fix. Actually, excuse me, that was McCulloch from Northview. They get the point. Some quick substitutions here as Plaster is back in and she goes back to take the serve for the Wildcats. Serve is good. Right side tip there from Funk. Outside hit from Burchett. Excellent dig by Shrew. Outside hit from Hebner. Northview looks to respond. They get it over the net. Middle hit from Funk. It's a kill. That point goes to South Christian. Some great work there by both teams. Sailors coming away with a point. Westhouse with the serve, it hits the net and it just bounces over, catches Northview off guard. That's gonna be a point for the Sailors. Westhouse back to serve one more time. Serve is up, it's good. Burchett with an outside attack, but it hits that antenna. That means it's out of bounds. That's gonna be a point for the Sailors. It's 20-4. Westhouse with the serve. It's good. Burchett with the pass. Burnaby able to stay out of the net. An attempted tip there by number 8, Slagder. Her first set in the game. Doesn't quite make it over the net. Another point for the Sailors. Westhouse. Serve is good. Off the knuckles of Burchett. Hits the net. Burnaby unable to get her body underneath of it. That's another point for the Sailors. Making some substitutions here on Northview's side. Number 14, Carmen Cook, in for the first time tonight for the Wildcats. Westhouse's serve is good. It's a right side attack from McCulloch. South Christian goes up to block, just falls in between them. And that's going to be a point for Northview, who breaks South Christian's little streak there. Denuse is back in. And it's going to be Slagder back to serve for her first time tonight for the Wildcats. Serve is good, dug up by Arp. An attempted A hit there by the South Christian Sailors. By Plattner, hits the net, unfortunately. That's another point for the Wildcats. Slagder with the serve. It goes out of bounds. That's going to be a point for South Christian. They go up 23-6. It's Kawantz back to serve for the Sailors. It's good. Good dig by Plaster. Right side, attempted a roll there. McCulloch, not quite enough power. It hits the net. That's a point for South Christian. It's match point, folks. Kawantz with the serve. It's good. Plaster with the dig. Middle hit. Arp with the dig. Middle hit by Plattner. Burchett with an outside hit. It lands out of bounds. And that is going to be the match in favor of South Christian. Final score there in the fourth set, 25-6. South Christian wins 3-1. This has been an excellent game from these two teams. We've been so glad to be here tonight at South Christian. Once again, I'm Elena Arms. Thank you so much for tuning in with us tonight. Have an excellent evening, and we'll see you next time.